Thanks for tuning into Know Wine in No Time. Today we're going to focus on a specific varietal or grape called Carmenere. This particular grape is native to the Médoc, which is the upper part of Bordeaux, in France, but a lot of people don't really recognize it as a Bordeaux grape. So if we look at Bordeaux on the red wine side of things, there are 6 noble grapes of Bordeaux, and they are Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Carmenere, Merlot, Malbec, and Petit Verdot. So why is it that we know so little about Carmenere? Well, this particular grape, when phylloxera devastated the vineyards in France in 1867, a lot of those Carmenere vines were not replanted. Carmenere is a grapevine that has a very difficult time being grafted back onto rootstock. So when it came time to replant post-phylloxera, Carmenere was kind of pushed to the side. So why has it had a resurgence on the world stage? If we go back to the time prior to phylloxera in Europe, a lot of the French people emigrated to other countries. And one of the places that they went to was South America in a country called Chile. And in Chile, they brought their different vines to that budding wine region. And Carmenere did beautifully in that climate. If we look at the landscape of a lot of the vineyard area in Chile, we have the Chilean coastal mountain range, which is quite low, then a little bit of a wine-growing valley, and then we go up into the Andes Mountains. It's in that wine-growing valley that grapes like Carmenere have excelled for well over a century. Now, the interesting thing was, a lot of Frenchmen didn't really realize that Carmenere was the grape that was transplanted into Chile. They thought it was Merlot, and it's because the leaves look very similar. But when we get back to the actual name Carmenere, the root Carmen, or which actually means like a scarlet color, Carmen in French refers to how the foliage looks in the fall when the leaves change from green to their fall colors. It's the analyzing of those leaves and now modern DNA testing that actually tells us that all along Chile had Carmenere. So today, while Carmenere is still one of the 6 noble grapes of Bordeaux, less than 1% of all the plantings in Bordeaux are Carmenere. So we're more likely to find it in an area like Chile. So what do we expect from Carmenere? It is somewhere between where Cabernet Sauvignon would meet Merlot. So it's an inky, dry, tannic grape full of fruit flavors that produces a reasonably highly alcoholic wine. So let's take a look at one specifically. So this particular one is from Marchigui, and so Marchigui is located in the Colchagua Valley of Chile, and this particular one is a 2014 Reserva. Now, when we talk about Reserva in places like Europe, those words actually have some laws behind them. In Chile, the word Reserva just means that these folks feel this is one of their better wines. So what do we expect from a single varietal Carmenere? So the first thing we'll notice is that the wine itself is quite inky. It is opaque, we cannot see through it. If we swirl to liberate some of the aromas, we'll notice that what comes out of the glass is somewhere between spicy bell pepper and blackberry. So it does have a bit of a vegetal aroma. Let's see if that translates across the palate. When we taste Carmenere, the first thing that we notice is it has a lot of dark fruit type of flavor profiles to it. So think somewhere between plum and blackberry. But mid-palate we do taste just a slight bit of say green bean, asparagus, or a little bit of bell pepper. So it does translate a little bit from the glass to the palate. But it has a beautiful acidity, and overall the wine is very elegantly structured. So remember before when I said it's somewhere between Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot? It actually tastes in the glass like a blend of those two varietals together. So if you like either one of those two, or you like Bordeaux blends, or if you like domestic wines, where we call them Meritage, which is a Bordeaux blend done here domestically, you'll like a Carmenere, and I think you should give it a try. So I'm going to get back to this particular wine, and I ask you to tune in next time, because soon you'll know wine in no time.